NFL picks week 12 against the spread. Let's dig in. We got Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Houston, Bovada has -2.5 versus Detroit. Who you got?
I'd like to see Detroit get a Thanksgiving Day win. I'm going to give them the nod.
Detroit is like the Jekyll and Hyde team, at least when we're talking about spread. They didn't do anything last week. Houston coming off the win. I feel like Houston is actually the better team, but I'm going to take Detroit to cover there. Let's see here. We got Washington, according to Bovada, +2.5 versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, I like Washington, man. I'm rooting for Alex Smith a lot.
It's weird because Andy Dalton is now the quarterback again. Before their bye week, they gave Pittsburgh all Pittsburgh could handle. They come back, and then they beat Minnesota, Minnesota's been streaking lately. And so, it was a close game, but Dallas is playing good football. I've been saying this, the Philadelphia Eagles are leading the division. I think they're the worst team in the division now. I think the Giants are better. I think Washington is now better with Alex Smith, and I think Dallas is now better because their offensive linemen are showing up for work. I think they basically mailed it in the second quarter of the season, but they're playing better now. So I don't know, man. The winner of this division, the winner of this game might very well win the division. Two teams at 3-7, ridiculous. But anyway, I'm going to take Washington to cover, but I'm going to take Dallas to win. I'm going to take Dallas to win 24-22. So, mind your lines there. The other Thursday night game Brad and I already talked about in the extended preview. Brad and I both took Baltimore over Pittsburgh. Baltimore's getting 3.5 points. Next game on our list, we have the Arizona Cardinals, according to Bovada, -2.5 versus New England. Who would you take there?
Oh, wow. I like the Cardinals, man. I'm looking for them to bounce back.
This is an interesting one because, the Cardinals, they had their opportunity to really, show us that they're an elite team, and they lost to Seattle. But I'm not going to bang them because we both love Seattle too.
Sure.
This is, look, trying to rebound on the road against New England. This is another character-building week for them. Are they going to do it? I'm curious to see. I'm going to take it's interesting. I'm looking at the score. I'm actually taking New England in this game, but I'm wavering. I have Arizona winning a very close one on the road, so the 2.5 points, I take New England. I stay away from this unless Arizona, the game gets bet more in their favor, because I think it's right on that 2 or 3 point line, and I don't like giving New England 2.5 anyway. So there you go.
Sure.
We got Carolina, according to Bovada, +4 versus Minnesota.
I like Minnesota. I do.
Yeah, it's funny. I wrote down Carolina here. I don't know why, because I like Minnesota to bounce back. I thought they were going to beat Dallas, but Dallas, like we were just talking about, is playing better. They're 4-6. Sure. They are still in the playoff hunt. They lose another game, they're toast. They need to win. This is a winnable game. I don't like that Adam Thielen's on the COVID list, but Teddy Bridgewater is also a little beat up. Are they going to hold him out another week? As of this, my microphone keeps dropping on me. As of now, I don't think that'll happen. But either way, I'm going to take Minnesota. And when I go with them, Dalvin Cook, man, he's dirty. Let's see. Dirty Viking, dude. He is so good.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Cleveland Browns, according to Bovada, -6.5 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Trap game for Cleveland. Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville covers anyway.
I'm gonna take Cleveland specifically because I like the way their defense is playing. I'm still concerned about their passing game, but when you got Nick Chubb back there, I'm not attacking this with kid gloves anymore. Nick Chubb is my favorite running back in the league. If I was like in a fantasy draft as an NFL GM, and you said pick any running back you want, it would be Nick Chubb. He can catch the ball. He can run people over. He can be a 3-down back. I know they don't use him that well. Give that dude 25 touches a game. I don't care. Give Kareem Hunt another 20. Let the running backs touch the ball 45 times. You win every week.
Yeah,
every
right.
week.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. So, was that?
You would win every week.
Yeah.
Every time they do it, they keep winning. Just run as much as you can.
I don't care if you're down 2 scores. Keep running. You don't see Gruden put Josh Jacobs in the closet. You don't see the Tennessee Titans put Derrick Henry in the closet. And Stefanski actually commits to running the ball. That's the confusing thing to me, is that he's a really good running game coach, but he does integrate Kareem Hunt a little bit more than I like Kareem Hunt, but look, man, I like Steven Davis too. I'm not gonna bench Steven Davis, or I'm sorry, I'm not gonna give Steven Davis a bunch of touches if I got Barry Sanders in the backfield. Totally. Nick Chubb is just a different dude. Give him the ball.
Sure.
Give him the ball.
Sure.
Let's see. Las Vegas Raiders, according to Bovada, -3 versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, Raiders all day. Boom, bang. Bet of the week.
Yeah, Raiders coming off that loss.
Raiders all day.
Yeah, they're going to handle Atlanta. I believe it. Let's see. Los Angeles Chargers, according to Bovada, +6 versus the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I like the Chargers to cover there, man. I like their young quarterback to ball out.
It's funny. Me too, man. We're in lock and step this week. The Chargers, I love their offense. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I do have the Bills winning, like kind of a close game, 2 to 3 points. I think this game should be Buffalo -4. So I'll take the Chargers to cover. I think that's a lot of points for what Herbert's doing there. And Buffalo's defense. But the only question I have is Buffalo's coming off a bye week. Have they fixed some things defensively? Sean McDermott, he's a really good coach. Let's see. Miami Dolphins coming off their loss. Bovada has them at -7 versus New York Jets.
I'm going to still stick with Miami there. I think they recover. I think they play maybe one of their best games of the year.
I'm with you. They're in terms of age, they're one of the top 3 in terms of youth in the NFL. They're a young team.
Sure.
The Denver Broncos are one of those teams. If you come in riding high and you think they're going to be a walkover, Denver's going to snap you and beat you. They've been doing it all year. That was the perfect trap game for them. They got their heads adjusted. I think they're going to come back and they're going to throttle the Jets this week. Let's see. We got the New York Giants, according to Bovada, -5.5 versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Who you got?
Without Joe Burrow, I'm going to take the Giants.
This to me might be one of the bets of the week. The Giants defense has been good all year. The offense has been getting incrementally better. They're coming off a bye week. Cincinnati's now adjusting to a new quarterback. And if the Giants win, because we're going to talk about it in a bit, Seattle versus Philly. If Philly loses that game, we're going to have a new leader in the division.
Yeah, right.
Like I said, the Washington versus Dallas game, the winner of that game might win the division. I would say definitely if it weren't for the Giants. I'm not convinced that the Giants aren't the best team in that division. I'm taking the Giants. We already talked about Tennessee versus Indianapolis. Brad took the Tennessee Titans +3.5. I'm actually taking the Colts -3.5 in that game. Next game, we have the New Orleans Saints -6, according to Bovada, versus the Denver Broncos.
I'm going to go with the Saints. Can I just say one thing about the Saints? And I think that when they started Taysom Hill, that was one of the smartest moves I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Because the other guy is Bridgewater, who they were going with,
No,
right?
it's Jameis Winston.
Sorry, Jameis Winston, yes. And there's a lot of tape on Jameis Winston, but there is not a lot of tape on Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that may have been why he made that move. And it worked out amazingly for him. So,
yeah, plus you got to some degree you got to see what you have in Taysom Hill as well.
True.
But I agree with you, man. I mean, what you can do is you can do the Baltimore Ravens route and you just run with them if the pass game's not going. Are you going to tell me that Lamar Jackson is that much better of a thrower? We're not seeing it this year. So
yeah, right,
and what I've noticed too, and we saw this with Bridgewater last year, is that when Breeze is out, that very talented New Orleans Saints team is just like defense. I mean, is just like, okay, I guess we'll play now, and then they start to like shut teams down.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'll take the Saints, but they better not underestimate the Broncos because the Broncos will do the same thing they did to Miami.
100%.
Yep. Let's see here. The San Francisco 49ers, according to Bovada, +7 versus the Rams.
Why do I feel like it's been a bit since we've seen the 49ers? Do they have a Thursday game and then a bye week or something?
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a while.
Jeez,
Plus,
it's been a bit.
Plus, I think they're basically putting their replacements, like the movie The Replacement.
Yeah.
I think Keanu Reeves is at quarterback now.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't even know what's going on over there anymore. Are they like a
They're
B,
injured.
B squad?
They're injured and they have COVID.
Okay.
That's
and they have COVID.
Yeah.
So whoever's playing them, I'm taking them.
Yeah, the Rams -7. The Rams were impressive, man.
all day.
Rams were impressive. I don't love the run game for San Francisco. I don't love that Shanahan had 2 weeks to game plan. I don't like the kind of short week for the Rams. I think the Rams win this safely. I think San Francisco gets a late cover. I think like the Rams are up by 13 points the whole game, and then maybe the 49ers get a late touchdown or something like that. But we'll see, man. The Rams should be able to shut down the 49ers run game, so staying away from some of the players there. Kansas City versus Tampa Bay, we featured. Brad and I are both taking Kansas City +2.5, possibly in a full upset over the Kansas City Chiefs. Last 2 games here, Chicago Bears, according to Bovada, +7.5 versus the Green Bay Packers.
I'm going to have to actually take Green Bay. I I think that the Packers' biggest problem is defense, right? And Chicago has zero offense.
Yeah.
So I think that the matchup is well for Green Bay. So I think they cover maybe their biggest win of the year.
Yeah, weakness versus weakness here. And look, I love the Chicago Bears defense, as I talked about all year. But the true weakness of Green Bay is stopping the run, which is why I'm concerned about them for the playoffs. But the Bears' absolute weakness, possibly even more weak, is their ability to run block. It would not shock me to see the Green Bay Packers' best defensive game of the season this year. And Green Bay's great after a loss, man. I'm gonna take Green Bay to bounce Chicago, thud them hard this week. Last one we got here: the Seattle Seahawks -5 according to Bovada versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Who you got?
Oh man, I gotta go Seahawks. I still love them. I still love you, Russell. I do.
I'm looking at my notes from earlier in the week. I'm giving the big X over that. I picked Philadelphia. Why in the world would I ever pick Philadelphia in that matchup? That must be a typo by me. My reasoning was Philadelphia is so desperate they have to win because if they lose, they will lose the division lead. So I thought that Seattle would win a close one on the road, but I'm walking that back. Seattle's defense played the best game of the year against the Cardinals. Maybe they'll get better. We'll see if that's a sign of things to come. But I'm changing my pick to Seattle late week. There you go, man. That's a podcast. You got anything else for the group before we let everybody go?
I got nothing to say to anyone.
All right. Have a great week. Stay safe. Have a great Thanksgiving. All that stuff. Talk to you later. Go out and make some bets. Get paid.